morning, everyone, and welcome to the news. Who's excited about the news? This guy. But before the news, as always, the weather. Tell me, Mr. Weatherman, what is it going to be today?
It's cloudy. It's hot. Very cloudy.
It's not cloudy.
Well, that's what always Siri
There's
says.
no clouds.
Siri always says it's very cloudy.
I don't know.
Anyway, so it's 80.
Very cloudies?
Very.
What do we look at? 80 with the high of?
80 with the high of 100, like always. You know, it's always been.
Dude, man, you're really falling flat on the weather today.
No, who cares about the weather, man?
They care about the weather. They want to know what it is that we are suffering here today.
Oh, we're suffering every day just to be here.
You know, it's like, you know, we gotta know. El Fuego up in the Pacific Northwest.
See, that's more interesting.
55 clear and 82. It's probably gonna be beautiful. 84 and sunny in Fort Worth, Texas. They'll probably be up to 110 later today. Up in the Great White North, it's gonna be he's in Claremont. Oh, okay, even better. And that's why it's 80 and sunny. I'm looking forward to heading back to Vermont in the morning.
Perfect.
Understandable, where it'll be cold and beautiful. Good morning, San Diego. Checking in at 60 and 92% humidity. My heart goes out to you, man. That's weird. That's a strange combination of humidity and low temperature. Dave's coming in, Massachusetts, checking in at 68 with a high of 79. See how that works?
That works.
Yeah. Anyways, East Tennessee, 70 and cloudy with a high of 83.
What does that mean?
I'm just saying that's how you do it. El Fuego, Cargift checking in.
What's up, man? How are you?
From Portugal, where I'm sure it's dark and humid. So let's just morning, 50 and gray with a high of 83 in the upper Pacific Northwest. Very good. Beautiful when it's nice and dreary when it's not.
I would move.
I could
to Seattle for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Nah. Good morning, Mr. Sean. Big Red.
Hey, what's up?
Big Red checking in. Box sounded good, Big Red. Connecticut. Wow.
75.
Mostly cloudy 75. Truck driving. There you go. 85 today. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Boom.
Yes. Done. Detroit is 85 and sunny. Somehow I doubt it. Fernando is happy today.
Hey, man. I'm here. That's why.
You should be overjoyed. You should just be like, it's because he has his Wawa coffee.
Yeah.
Orlando is 80 with a high of 93. I'll be there this weekend. So
very nice. Very nice.
Here you go. It's sunny. Weather's getting better. We'll be 105 for the weekend.
Perfect.
See, now that's how you deliver it, man.
You know what?
Even Cargift.
We should bring Cargift.
Portugal?
Yes.
No, I'd rather just go to Portugal. I mean, why would I want to bring him here? What fun is that?
So he can have fun here.
I'd rather go have fun there. I'm gonna be, selfish. Anyways, with all the fun and excitement, here we go. The news is brought to you by the fine folks at CE Outlook. That's right. It's not really brought to you by. We steal all the news from CE Outlook. So if there's a story that we have and you're like, man, I really want to get more into this, or is there possibly more stories? And sometimes there are, but they're just not worthy of our talking about them. You can head over to CE Outlook, subscribe to the page, whatever. I will say wait till Saturday before you read it. That way you don't get, spoilers. But with that being said, on with the news. Okay, so it's going to be a new product day. Like, I can't believe how many new product conversations we have to talk about.
Okay.
Before we get into that, this one is probably the most intriguing out of the bunch.
Okay.
I talked a little bit about this last night on Hi-Fi's show.
Okay.
Down for Sound enters dealers. Now, Scar Audio not to change brands, has kind of been doing this on and off for the last couple of years. They'll have some dealers, they won't have some dealers. They'll treat their dealers like crap. They'll ask their dealers to come back. They'll short their dealers. So weird things have happened back and forth there. This article, we won't get into how the article was written because it kind of jumps the shark at some point towards the end, and it gets kind of like, don't really need this. However, the concept that he has in mind is pretty much on point in that some people just won't buy from online retailers because they don't feel comfortable, and or they would much rather have their guy be responsible for, bringing in the products, installing the products and stuff like that. Because as we know, there are a certain amount of, like, if you're going to buy this product, install it yourself, if you're a straight DIY guy, that's cool. But if you're going to buy it because you want it, there are a lot of shops out there that will not install stuff that is not bought from their retail store for whatever reason they have.
And it's great.
And it's good, bad, or indifferent. It really doesn't matter. But that's their thought. We won't debate that because we only have a half hour. So so they're gonna have retailers. Now the funny part. Okay, so this is the whole thing is kind of funny. But one of the funniest parts about this was how he talks about strictly enforcing MAP pricing. Do you see the irony in that?
What do you want me to say?
Well, okay, so think about it this way. One of the like we were talking about this morning before we went live, one of the reasons why people bought on the internet and why the internet got such a bad rap in our industry, at least, was because of MAP pricing. You would sell it cheaper on the internet. We as retailers know that we have to keep these lights on. We have to pay rent and all this other stuff. So MAP pricing for us was just the norm. Like, there's no reason to undercut something. I mean, yes, cool. The occasional guy, you have a sale, take $10, $20 off, whatever. But MAP pricing is kind of is how you survive. Yeah. The profit that you make off an amplifier is what allows you to keep the doors open. So I just think it's funny that he would. That kind of just goes to show how out of touch some of these companies are.
He's star online,
right?
So he's never been in retail.
But a lot of these guys started selling online so that they could discount the product, and he's no different. He bought stuff online, or he sold stuff online as a discount. So he never even followed MAP pricing, I'm guessing, from the beginning, because you can buy it from me as a discount. Yeah. So that in there again, I'm taking it out of context because I find it humorous that's one of those things. I think it's great that he's going to expand out. That's not. I'm all for it. Retailers. I mean, good for him. He's making a name for himself.
For sure. Like, hey, somebody needs to buy those things, and
Well, I understand there's a certain amount of people that don't want to buy from retailers for whatever reason, but there's a lot more people that do. And there again, the online community, and as they call them, I don't, but everyone, the basehead community that buys this stuff is a very small group. And going to a retailer allows you to introduce products to people that you would never get the opportunity to. Right. So kudos to him. I think it's a great idea. I think the amps are beautiful. I love the color combination. That is going to be difficult as a retailer, though, because Linear Power tried to do that back in the 90s, and basically what happened is everybody just stocked black because it's too hard. I mean, you got there's 7 amplifiers there, and they're all the same, and the only difference is the color. So I think that is probably going to be the biggest hurdle as far as how that is going to go down.
All are the same power, same everything?
Yeah, you just buy it any color you want. Yeah, it's all the same amps, just multiple colors. Oh, no, I think it's a great idea. That's awesome. I'm just saying, though, but as a retailer, it's like, if I buy a purple one and the purple one sits on the shelf because nobody wants purple, I mean, that's where this becomes a problem as a retailer, whereas when you're the online / manufacturer, it's super easy because we're just going to stock all the colors and eventually we'll sell out of them. Right. A guy comes in at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday and is like, yo, man, you got that amp that's blue? And it's like, no, come on. Well, I can have it for you, on Monday. And it's like, bro, I can order from him and have it on Monday. So exactly. That's where I see some of the problems coming. Yeah. But hey. Yeah. And whatever I said, CarGift is 100% on board with
Perfect.
It. So that's really what that matters. So
That's awesome. Hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's the same thing with Scar Audio. He dictates the price even if the dealers lose money. And 100%, Scar is no different. And that's why finding dealers is actually probably not going to be as easy as you think, because you got to understand too, from a dealer perspective, this guy is the enemy, and he's been the enemy for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're going to see this going into.
I mean, the enemy, not
no, dude,
really
he's totally the enemy. He is totally the enemy. Scar Audio is the enemy. I mean, when you got somebody that's undercutting and selling discounted products
that you don't sell,
right? But then they're the enemies. Yeah, I think it's kind of hypocritical. It might be. It might be. But there again, you also, as a manufacturer, realize your growth potential, and it's like we've hit a wall, and so we need to get bigger. So
I think he wants more. Like he has a lot. Now he wants more, So hey. Sure,
yeah, I mean, there again, for those who don't know, MAP is minimum advertised price. And honestly, most of these guys don't raise their price; they lower their price. So, and that is the scary part. Like, Paul stocks Scar Audio, and Scar will have a sale and basically drop their pants around their ankles. And sometimes they'll be selling it cheaper than what we actually paid for it. And the guys will come in and they'll be like, "Hey, man," and so you end up like you either have to price match and lose money, or just say, "Hey, just order it online." And at that point, you just have.
For me, it's like, why would I even try to bring product?
Oh no,
because 100%. It's gonna be a headache for me.
Oh, it's 100%.
Trying to,
because now you have to sit on that product. You have to sit on that product until the price goes back up to normal, and then you can sell it.
And then you're fighting with the customer, right? It's like, hey, listen, man, this is what I have here.
So here's the funny part: like a real brand will do what's called price protection, and price protection is if Kenwood, JVC, although that's what I mean by real brand. Okay, don't take it out of context. They're both making large sums of money, but an established brand that this is how they do business is through brick and mortar, through buildings. Is that they'll do price protection, and that if they lower their price and within a 3-month window, they will then credit you the price difference as a retailer. So if you bought them at $199 and they had a price reduction, this used to happen. It doesn't happen too much anymore. If they had a price reduction to, let's say, $175, they would ask you what your inventory was, and they know how much you buy, and they would give you a credit for that difference back. Now that is an honorable way of doing business, and that you're protecting your dealers and that you show that you care. However, some of these guys, I don't know if he plans on doing that, because I can tell you right now, Scar doesn't. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I don't think it'll be that interesting. But with that being said, let's move on to, as I said, new product news. We've seen this product before. We've held it and we toyed with it last year at SEMA. Kickership's high output marine attenuation zone controller.
Yeah.
So here's my one question. I don't know if when we were there we actually asked them this, but I wonder if those knobs come out of that case, like a base knob, because I feel like they have to, because otherwise, why would you have 4 individual cables? You know what I mean? To me, that seems like those knobs have to come out of that case. So this is a multi-zone controller that controls up to 4 zones. It's got a preamp. It's got a line driver. It has, it's everything you'd expect in a high-quality multi-zone controller that you can use in a plethora of different devices. It's a DIN and a half DIN chassis mount for up front. It's conformal coated. It's a really cool piece, but my thought was, if it's made to mount like that all the time, why would you not just make a dedicated cable point to point? So I'm thinking that comes apart and I can pull out those knobs and do like multi-room type systems. So like if you have an RV, you could, they have to, man, they have to. That's something I have to ask about, because otherwise, why would you have, like, the bundle of cables coming off of that is just silly. It is. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But there again, we also know that manufacturers love to make things that don't make any sense.
I think that will be more expensive for them to do individual.
Not really, because they already make the base knob. really all that at that point, all they have to do is make the aluminum.
And just to slide the 4 knobs.
Yeah, I mean it's the same base knob that they use in all their other things.
Yeah, but they also it's for RCAs.
No, that's that piece there. I'm not talking about that piece. That's the preamp. I'm talking about the controller.
Mm-hmm.
That controller has to come apart to pull the knobs out.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it just to me it looks like it's 4 level controllers, base knobs.
We can find out later if you call them.
I don't want to call.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think it's a pretty neat piece. If you're looking to do multi-zone, anything like that, there's a lot of things you can do for this.
I was using for SPL. Man.
I was just gonna say base head
like
for
those
sure.
Crazy things. Boom.
Sure. Instead of having those 4 EQs, in the big racks that they never use, they basically just use them for level control a lot of the times.
It's a DSP and my global knobs.
Yeah. So you got master volume,
for
you
sure.
got mid, treble, bass. Yeah. So just go to town. That would be fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Hey, what's old is new again, as they like to say. This one has been kind of a lot of backstory. I don't know. I've been listening to other people tell me more about this because I was never really interested in US Amp.
Okay.
So this company was owned by. Do you remember who it was owned by?
No, I was not even around.
Well, no, but it was.
Dirk.
No. Not the guy. The guy that owns it now. It was owned.
James.
Roll up. I'm not asking for a guy. Looking for the company. RE Audio. Thank you. So RE Audio bought US Amps as just buying the name. A lot of these companies buy names as holding company. They're just holding companies that hold names. And they hadn't done anything with it. So this is the story that I was told. There again, it's true or not, doesn't really matter, because it's just could be fake news. Who knows? And these guys decided that they wanted to take the name and make a new product line without actually buying it from RE Audio. And so RE Audio threatened to sue them, or was going to sue them, so that they had to buy the name. So apparently, these guys had to find the money to buy the name from RE Audio. That's the backstory that I was told. It's not in print anywhere. The accuracy of it could be weird. Hey man, it's what things cost. Anyways, so the story now is published is that the group of a couple fanboys and some other people got together, bought the US Amplifier name to bring back the US Amplifier line from, as you said before you got involved in this.
Yeah.
Which understandable because it was like 86 is when I think the article says 86.
Okay.
Which actually sounds about right because I remember that being, we were at a bass competition in Tampa, or a sound competition in Tampa. And that was the first introduction I had to US Amps, which was a totally different concept back then than what it turned into with surfboard amplifiers and clear plexi covers and all that fun stuff, which to me, I thought the acrylic covers for them were the most cool thing about it because you have these giant, long, skinny amplifiers with these great big clear covers on them so you could see everything. And they did have the, like the JP amplifiers, multiple colors and stuff like that. It was cool. It was a lot of coolness, but we'll see how that all transitions. No, I mean, it's still, you still own the name, so thought RE Audio went out of business years ago. There again, just because they don't make products, it's a holding company that owns the name. You can't just take a name, right? Good morning, Chris. What's up? Yeah. So Bass Dad is definitely hot into the US Amp scene. This was his, as when we talked to him the other day, this is his this was his brand. Like mine was Orion, his was US Amps. But anyways, the long and short of it is they got new amplifiers and they're going to be out here in the next month or two, I think. It ought to be pretty interesting to see how they are, what their business plan is, how they plan on selling them. Is it going to be online? Is it going to be through dealers? What are they going to do? How's it going to go? And
well, I mean, for sure they're looking for dealers.
Not necessarily.
Oh no, they say.
Oh, they said they're
looking for dealers.
So the reality is, let's see how it does. But the question I ask is, do we really need it? You know, do we really need another nostalgic amplifier that
How much?
was?
Do you know how much was those amplifiers back then?
They were the standard American price amplifiers. I mean, it was
Very expensive.
yeah. I mean, all those things were. I mean, relative to the time, you know, it was not.
That's what I'm
cheap,
saying.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a cheap amplifier. It was
Now
not
my question is:
discount.
it's gonna be the same amplifier?
No.
It's just gonna be
all new amplifiers,
new amplifiers, new technology.
new designs, new everything. So the guy that is one of the guys behind it apparently is a rocket scientist of some kind.
Very nice.
And so he designed the new amplifiers because I guess it equates out. He spent the last few months learning how to design amplifiers. So they are their designs.
Okay.
And the build house has agreed to build their designed amplifiers. So we'll see what's going to happen. So it ought to be neat. I'm interesting. It'll be interesting to see there again if this even takes off, because right now the market is so saturated with products, and it's kind of a downturn. The economy isn't exactly doing so great. So bringing out a brand new product at this point in time is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I mean, it's one of those things where I hope they plan on eating ramen noodles for a while.
25 watts by 2.
Yeah. So
25 watts by 2.
25 watts by 2 at 4 ohms, 50 watts by 2 at 2 ohms, and 1,000 watts times 1 at 2 ohm bridge.
How?
Or 500 watts times 2. I think the numbers are wrong, but yeah.
I'm just like,
they're all big AB class amplifiers. Hey, whatever, See, the original amp back in the 86, it was gold. And
it was gold?
Yeah, it had a gold one and they had a blue one. And it was 25 watts by 2 or 50 watts by 2. So
I have a gold amplifier. I used to have a gold amplifier.
I was going to say, where do you have a gold amplifier?
That was the name was Quantum.
Quantum?
Quantum Audio.
Oh yeah. I like that that copper color. That what is it? Man, I can't see the brand over there that makes that copper color amplifier with black.
Audio?
No. You can't see the color. It's the Zed stuff. Zed makes, and I just like the look.
Okay.
And there was another manufacturer that we can't say the name of. They showed us the prototypes that had that copper color, and I was like, dude, build these. These look elegant as crap. And they're like, yeah.
And they are here in Florida.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's why they have the palm tree. They've always been here in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. They were a Florida brand. Yeah. So, hey, believe it or not, there's a lot of Florida car audio. So, I mean, JL is here too, but
Roman noodles is not that bad. No, I love Roman noodles, man.
Wrong button. Let's go back to this one here. Let's hit that button. I'm going to hit every button before I figure out which one I need to hit. All right, so another new product. This one you're excited about. You got all excited because Mobridge, for those of you guys that don't know, Mobridge is a company that has been making Amp Pro style components long before Amp Pro was even a thing. They're out of Australia, and primarily they dealt with German cars. So they made a lot of our BMW and Mercedes-Benz interfaces to get audio out. So either RCAs, Toslink. This was the pieces that they made. And they started making DSPs built into some of these units. They never really caught on really good here. And here in the States, usually the people that would buy Mobridge were the manufacturers and then rebrand them and just sell them as interfacing. So like Electromedia was doing that. I think Audio-Tech Fisher, which is Hertz, they do that.
Audio-Tech Fisher is Hertz?
No, Audio-Tech Fisher is Helix.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Unlike
Electromedia, Audio-Tech Fisher.
Yeah.
Rockford at one point sold Mobridge. There's a lot of companies that just move through these pieces, and yeah, it's been and that's part of the reason why a lot of people have never heard of Mobridge. But Mobridge has just announced a new piece that is, and this is actually the BMW amplifier, or it looks like the BMW amplifier.
It looks like a German amplifier.
Yeah. Either way, this is the new Ford A to B amplifier because the harness just looks wrong. It looks like that BMW harness. It looks like they just took the BMW amplifier and put like this writing on it.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I mean,
not
hey,
gonna be the first ones.
no,
And the last one. So yeah, no, it's great.
Anyways, so Mobridge has announced they came out with their A to B interface. That there again, a lot of people just didn't get any traction because at the time the Zen A to B was very popular,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally when PAC introduced their A to B interface, Amp Pro being the de facto name, like the Kleenex name for them, all of a sudden, those just took over. And the guys that know what Mobridge is will buy Mobridge and work with them, but very rarely do it just doesn't get the love that you would expect. Plus, they have a very small catalog, and most of it is German cars. So the A to B piece was the first foray into American. And there again, this company sits kind of at the doorstep of becoming really awesome. There's like a handful of pieces. Like if they made a GM piece and they made a Honda piece, we would be now calling everything a Mobridge.
I mean,
Mobridge would own the market.
See, that's my problem with these companies. Why do you want to keep
we didn't
A
need
to
this
B
piece.
is fine. We don't need it. We already have that.
Right.
So let's make something that we don't have and move forward from that.
Yeah. So the nice thing about this, and a lot of people I feel this is perfect for, is if you have some of these, because the Fords are starting to get old now. It's 3 or 4 years old. That Mobridge, that A to B technology. This is a plug and play amplifier directly for a Ford. So you can literally pull out that BO pull out the BO system and plug this in, and you get an 8.1 DSP amplifier. This is the cool. The software is Windows or Mac, which is pretty neat. It's not the most complicated software in the world. It's actually quite easy. I looked at it last night, and I was like, wow, pretty simple to work with, which is what you're looking at when you're looking at a plug-and-play device. There again, it's not necessarily made to be plug-and-play because you still have to run a power wire to it. And again, great customer service. They're on the other side of the planet, though, so they're out of Australia. So a lot of the times you do have to leave an email.
See, I think for American market, most of us would like to use a different amplifier, a different DSP, right?
Oh, yeah,
so
for sure.
Just give me the integration part of it.
Which they do. They do have the integration part of it.
But I'm just saying, yes.
So they do make this same concept for like the Mercedes and the BMW, where it's an amplifier and interface all built into one. I feel that this is part of the future, whether you want to separate it or not. There are some people that will be like that, where it's like, I have a Moscone 830. I'm buying the A to B interface because I'm not using your amplifier. But there's also plenty of people and plenty of stores out there that don't understand the tech, so to speak, and like they look at this as like, I can do this all day long.
All right. So for example, like you remove the BO system from the Ford right now. You plug this one in. You still have to set up your DSP. You still have to go through the settings, and it's like, okay, I want this, I want that, and
but keep in mind though, I don't have to build an amp rack. I don't have to rewire anything. I don't have to change any harnesses out. The only thing I have to do is legit. The only thing I have to do is
remove 4 screws,
remove 4 screws, run a power wire to the front, and plug it in.
100%.
Okay, that is appealing.
So you're still running the power.
You still have to run a power and ground because it's a bigger amplifier. So you do have to run a power and ground. So, but listen, it's just a solution. It's just
it's not a plug and play.
No, it's a plug and you're almost done. But my point is it's just a solution that they offer. I have no problem with this because there's plenty. If this is at the right price, which I really didn't look at pricing, that this is a viable solution for somebody that walks in and it's like, hey man, I just want to make it sound better. I want some new speakers. You pair this up with some plug and play Focal speakers.
For sure.
This is a one and done day install.
Yeah.
Like you could get this done. You could put all new speakers in the car, do a nice box, subs, this amp and a second amp
for sure.
to power the subs, or maybe and you're done, and you could get that done in a day.
Yeah.
So it's just one more option out there. Hopefully, like I said, if Mobridge stands on the ledge of becoming awesomeness if they would make a few key pieces, but they really look at the European market, so I don't think we're ever going to get
American
GM
style,
or a Honda or something like that. So.
Well, I mean, for example, if you're doing great with those,
yeah,
just like, hey man, I don't want to deal with you craziness.
I wish they'd deal with this craziness.
No,
because they make some really nice pieces.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, it's Friday, and as I like to say, that is the news. We hope you enjoyed the news. Thank you guys so much for tuning in Friday at 9 o'clock, giving us a half hour of your time to get you up to date on what's going on in the 12-volt community as far as products and all that other fun stuff. For those that are new to the show, we do it every Friday at 9 o'clock. It's fun and it's exciting. And for those of you that have been here before, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow is Saturday, which means we have the Q&A show at 6, possibly 5. Just depends on how the day goes. So make sure you look forward to check it. Keep an eye on the link there. Some of you guys, I apologize that we've been going early like that,
keep your schedule open.
If we can go early, man, we want to get the hell out of here because it's Friday. Mm-hmm. So, in the immortal words of our buddy Chris Bennett, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.